everyone. In the previous video, we have discussed about how to select the colors, how to apply the background style and border style for your web pages, that for other elements. So we have discussed when it comes to the color selection for your web pages, we have to keep it in mind for which industry we need to design the web pages and who is our customer base. Based on that, we need to pick the color, correct? So, for example, we can consider we are going to create a web pages for the ladies and kids. So that time we predominantly we have to go with the pink color. Okay, that will be opt for the gender based. So when it comes to the education industry, we will go with the um, primary blue color. Okay, most of them will prefer in that sense. So based on the industry, based on your customer base, we will go with the colors. So likewise, fonts also one important factor when it comes to web page design. So that also you need to take it into the consideration. So how to select the font, which font we need to choose for our web pages. It depends on your use case, depends on your industry based, and it depends on your customer base. So based on those target, you can go with how to select this font. Okay, here I will show you some of the fonts. So here you can see an example, sans serif, serif. Most of the sites, if you come across, if you noticed this, what font they have used it for their web pages, means you will get to know these are the family. Okay, family in the sense some family have this kind of edged one. So wherever the card is finished, you can see this the red color highlighted one, right? So this kind of edged one will come on the serif font. But when it comes to the sans serif family font, you may not get that. I will move on to the next slide that I explained the more generic font family along with the examples. Okay, so here the serif font, Times New Roman, Georgia, Paramount. So these are the font names we can use under the serif font family. And the sans serif family have a very Verdana Helvetica. I used to prefer this font family mostly in my website design. Okay, well, this will give you more elegant look and feel when it comes to the font selections. And monospace. So monospace Courier New. These are the somewhere we can, if we are document oriented, they will prefer this Courier New font monospace font family. Cursive means when it comes to the website design for the kids, they will prefer this cursive font family. Okay, so this will be give the end user the more elegant look for the kids. So the animated font effect, we can play around with this style of fonts. Okay, then the fantasy. I'm not sure where we can use it, but it depends on your use case, your industry demands, and your customer base. You need to select this font. Okay, let me move on further. I will show you some HTML snippet which I have taken an example for this purpose. So here I have created a font.html, and below I have added 3 sections of font. I need to talk about it. This section is all about selecting the font family. These 3 is for the font font style. Okay, font style means some styles are there that belongs to that attribute is belongs to the font. Same like font size will be, I will show you an example for this section. The font size also is the one of the property for the font that we can apply the style for the fonts wherever we want to use. Okay, so here I have used a P1, P2, P3. The top of this style section, I have added some font family. See here the Times New Roman serif font, Arial Helvetica sans serif font, Lucida Console, Courier New, Monospace. So this is what I have added the style font family style for the below paragraph tag, and next to that I have added some font style. So the font style means by default it will be the normal state, but here I have added the normal. Here we have added a italic class name. We have added a font style as a italic. So it will be a slanting on each letter. You can see the difference in the browser. So here I have used the class name p.italic. P means paragraph tag and followed by the italic is the immediate class name which we have used. Within the p tag, we have used this class name so that we used to write a style p.italic. So likewise, the below one, font size is the class name for this div container, followed by the child element. We have used it for the above one. So for the H1, we have a 2.5 EM, 1.875 EM for H2, 0.875 for paragraph tag. Okay, let me show you how it will be look like on the browser end. So here you can see the difference. I just opened the inspect element as well. Here, let me pick this one. You can see this Times New Roman applied with the serif font family. Likewise, this P2 with the Arial and this with Lycida Gonzalo Corriere monospace font family. So when it comes to the font family, which one looks good for you? I will pick this one because most of the time when I start the design, I select this Arial font for real with the sans serif I prefer to use. Okay, so this is what all about the CSS font family attribute. And below this segregation I have added, right? So this is for font style. For that only I have added this segregation. Below one segregated from the above one. So this is for the font size. So let's see this one first, font style. So when it comes to the font style, by default, the normal font will be applicable on the browser. So if you uncheck this style also, you may not notice any difference. Why? Because the browser by default apply with the normal font style. But when it comes to the italic, right? Look at the italic first. You can see the slanting position of all the characters. If I uncheck this one, by default normal will apply. Otherwise, the italic will apply. Likewise, the oblique font style also. We have completed the font family and font style, and the below one is for the font size. So how much amount of size you need to add in the font? It depends on your use case. By default, H1 tag will have a more amount of font size than H2. So even if you want to take a control, you can add a style like this. For the H1, how much amount of size you want to apply. So that also you can take a look at it here. From that you can apply the style font size. So likewise the H2, then paragraph 2. So this is how you can apply the font style, and the other properties also is there. But this is more than enough when it comes to the font selection and when you go for a web page design. When you implement, you came to know what needs to add, what other property which belongs to font. That time only you will get to know. From that point, you can add it and explore about it, and you can play around that. So you need to work out more on this font selection, font style, font size. Okay. So that's it all about in this section. Thank you.